In today's lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about consumers and producers, two different groups of people. Let's first take a look at consumers. What is a consumer? A consumer is a person who uses goods or services. Now, if you remember back to the last video, a good is something that you can buy, that you can use. And a service is something that you do for someone else. So a good is a thing, remember, and a service is something that you do. So let's take a look at this picture. Who is the consumer in the picture? And what do you think is being consumed? What is the good that the person is using? Did you say that the girl is the consumer? I hope so. And what is she consuming? What is she using? She's consuming that delicious stack of pancakes. So, the consumer in the picture is the girl. What is being consumed are the pancakes. We could also say that the other goods that she's using is the fork and the knife. Just because she's using it, she is a consumer, and those are the goods. Let's take a look at some more consumers. Let's find the consumer in each picture and then decide what good or service is each consumer using. So let's start with the picture of the little boy on the computer and take a moment to decide who's the consumer and what good or service is the consumer using. Did you say that the boy is the consumer? If so, you are absolutely correct. And what good is the boy using? That's right, he's using the computer. Let's take a look at the woman in the top who's looking at the fruit. In that picture, find the consumer first. You're doing awesome if you said it's the woman. And what good or service is the woman using? That's right, the fruit. Specifically, it looks like some very delicious green apples. Okay, the last picture is a little tricky, but I know you can do it. First, who is the consumer in the picture? Did you answer the little boy? If so, you're absolutely correct. The baby is the consumer in the picture. Now, what service is the baby using? This one might have been a little tricky, but in this picture, the service the baby is using is the doctor and the services that the doctor is providing. So checking to make sure the baby is healthy. Okay, so remember, it's not just a thing that the person could be using, the consumer. It might be a service, like the doctor services of a checkup. Okay, so those are consumers. Let's take a look at what is a producer. A producer is a person who makes goods or provides services. So let's take a look at that picture. Who is the producer? That's right, it's the little boy. And what is being produced? Yeah, some yummy cupcakes or muffins. You can see in the picture that he is making the cupcakes or the muffins. He's putting the batter in the holder. So he is making something, so he is a producer. Let's take a look at some more producers. Let's look at the first really big picture with all kinds of people building what looks like a house. Who are the producers in that picture? That's right, all of the construction workers. Go ahead and count how many producers do you see? That picture has a whole lot of producers. See if you can count how many there are. I counted 9. How many did you count? Okay, and what service or good is the producer providing? Well, let's see. What are they making? Looks like they're making a house. So that's the good the producer is providing. Now let's take a look at the top. Guy who looks like he's a farmer. So what's the producer in that picture? That's right, it's the farmer. And what good or service is he providing? Did you say the vegetables? If so, you're absolutely correct. He is providing vegetables because he's growing them in his fields. So he's a producer, and the good he's providing are the vegetables. Let's take a look at that bottom picture of the doctor and the girl. Okay, be careful. Who's the producer in that picture? Hoping that you said the doctor, because she is the producer. And she is providing a service. She is giving the girl a checkup. So this picture actually has two people in it. The producer, the one who's providing the service, which is the doctor, and the girl who is receiving the service. Do you remember the word from the last little bit? Someone who uses a good or receives a service? I hope you said consumer. If so, you're absolutely correct. So let's kind of wrap this all up and put it all together. A consumer is a person who uses a good or service. And a producer is a person who makes goods or provides services.